order to really face your fears, you first have to acknowledge them. What do I mean by that? Fear, fear to me is an emotion that is triggered by whatever it is that you're afraid of. They all sum themselves up. It all boils down to fear. What is it that you're afraid of? For a long time, I had difficulties acknowledging what I was afraid of. And I didn't realize it until I started to really realize how hard it was to truly face my fears. By acknowledging your fears, I don't mean just saying it in your head. And I'm going to go from personal experience here. I'm not going to list a specific fear, but I will explain what I did that really helped me face my fear. It's simple. I said it out loud. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, it could be something as small as a fear of spiders, or a fear of the dark, or it could be something more personal, like a fear of intimacy, or a fear of leaving the house, a fear of going out in public by yourself. Whatever your fear is, you have to say it out loud. I don't think a lot of people understand the importance of saying something out loud. Even if nobody is around you, say it out loud. Tell yourself that this is what you're afraid of. Being afraid is nothing to be ashamed of. Fear is an emotion that I think we all need. They're one of the many emotions that we need, because if you're not afraid of anything, how can you overcome anything? I've said this plenty of times. I've said it more to myself than anything. Because keep in mind, and this is a quick confession, a lot of these videos that I make are not just for other people. A lot of these videos, as a matter of fact, all of them that I make are for me. Not just for me, but if they include me. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm preaching, I'm also trying to teach myself. So having said that, yeah, I've faced plenty of my fears, and I look forward to more fears to come. I look forward to future fears, things that I will be afraid of down the road, new things, new changes in my life, or changes in your life. Whatever fear comes, when you feel it, acknowledge it. Don't hide it. Because when you hide it and you try to bury it, guess what? You can ignore it, but it's still going to be there. And until you acknowledge it, you will forever be running from it. That's the thing about fear. Fear, it's meant to be conquered. It's meant to be faced. That doesn't mean that it's going to go away, but you've acknowledged the fear. It's almost like a reverse psychology on yourself. A lot of people say, well, ignore your fear. Don't ignore. Don't ignore any emotion that you're going through. Whatever it is, if sadness, anxiety, depression, fear, whatever it is, acknowledge that. Say it out loud. Say it out loud to yourself. That way you can say it out loud towards other people and be comfortable with it. The fear that I had, I acknowledged it out loud to myself, and I acknowledged it out loud to other people. And you know what? It made me feel good. Has the fear gone away? I guess you could say it did. But in a way, yeah, it's still there, but it's just gonna be there. And the more you acknowledge it, whatever it is, it's gonna have less and less of an effect on you, because guess what? You now have something to face. And when you have something to face, you have something to overcome, you got a challenge. And let me tell you, those challenges will make you stronger. Every part of your journey, You're going to come across the struggle. You're going to come across fears. You're going to come across obstacles. This is meant to make you tougher. This is meant to make you smarter. This is meant to make you stronger. Don't run from that. Don't run from any challenge. You running from a challenge, if you really want life on easy mode, it's not worth it, man. The payoff is not going to be worth it because it wasn't earned. It's going to feel like it was given to you. There's no sweat on your brow. There's no beating of your heart. There's no anxiety. There's no blood pumping because you didn't fight. You didn't do any hard work to get to this road. Translation, you didn't earn it. Fear, anxiety, anxiousness, depression, sadness, anger, all of this, all of these emotions have great payoffs once you face them. Whatever you're feeling, let it out. Let it out. Acknowledge it. Are you sad? Say, I'm sad. Are you upset? I'm upset. I'm afraid of something. I am afraid of something. I'm scared. It is okay to be scared. That's a natural part of life. You're going to be scared, but guess what? It doesn't have to be the end of the world. You scared of something, guess what? Now you got something to fight for. Now you got something to fight. Now you have an obstacle to overcome. Time to work for that reward, because let me tell you, that reward is going to be immaculate. I acknowledged my fear, and the reward, it's great. I'm living. Live. Survive in this world. Yes, survival is very, very important. But don't forget, once again, take a few minutes to celebrate the journey. Celebrate the journey is simple. It just means live. You ever have your parents tell you, like my mom always told me this. This was when I first started working. She always told me, it's like, she said, no matter what you do with your money, when you get paid, because all that hard work, the paycheck is the reward. You take a little bit of that money and you treat yourself to something. Treat yourself to something. So no matter what the payoff is at the end of your journey or whatever obstacle you just overcame, take a few minutes to treat yourself. Celebrate that journey. Celebrate it. Celebrate the fear that you overcame. Go buy yourself something. Go just live. Take some time to live. But in order to truly live comfortably, you're going to have to face some things. You're going to have to face your fears. Because let me tell you, from personal experience, you cannot live comfortably knowing that you ran from another thing you're afraid of. You will never truly live comfortably when you're running, because you're always on the run. It doesn't matter just because you're not on the run from people. Nobody's chasing you. You're chasing you. The person that you were meant to be is chasing you. And it's going to come in the form of your fears, your sadness, whatever. It's going to come in the form of that. You got to face that. There's potential in all of us, man. We all are trying to just be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. But in order to do that, you're going to have to go through some hardship. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of the fear. Face it. Acknowledge it. Say it out loud. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but seriously, say that out loud. You afraid of spiders? I'm afraid of spiders. Scream it at the top of your lungs. Let that fear know that you see it. Because that's the thing about fear. Fear, it's like a ghost. The ghost don't want you to know that you see it. But once you see it, what does it do? It's just like, oh man, I've been caught. Your fear has been caught. Catch your fear. Catch it. Look it dead in the eye and say, I see you. I acknowledge you. But you're not going to stop me from going to where I want to go. So you can stay, but you're not going to have any real effect. At that point, the fear will feel useless and eventually it will go away. That's overcoming. You need something in your life to overcome. So overcome it. Again, if you've reached the end of this video, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, if you're new here, don't be a stranger. Show some love. Hit the like button and subscribe and share. And in case nobody else tells you, I'll tell you. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.